Hello everybody, Gail here. Oh, well, I couldn't quite make it 2 weeks, could I? I've just been, so many things going on. Not that I can remember any of them. Today I've been so busy because my daughter, my eldest daughter, has hurt her eyeball today. So she's been at the eye hospital having her cornea put right. My little granddaughter scratched her cornea for her. Well, she's not scratched it, she's cut right through, and they've had to remove some of the cornea, and so I've been sat worrying by the phone all day. Last week I had my younger daughter. She came up from where she lives, hundreds of miles away, so I was busy seeing her and my little grandson and her husband, tidying up. Had my grandson and my granddaughter on Sunday, along with a visit off my daughter. That involved a lot of tidying up, and it wears me out. I went to bed at 4 or 5 o'clock. Yeah, 5 o'clock, maybe 5:30. Got up about 11, had a cheese sandwich, watched a bit of quilting on YouTube, went back to bed. Anyway, I'm always tired the day after they've been to visit. All my bones ache, but I'm not here to moan. I'm going to tell you about these things that I'm making. Now, I might have mentioned these last time. These are soup bowl cozies. Now, here's the one I made with some material I'm not very keen on. So I've used that at home. We tested it. I had my soup in it, and it kept it lovely and warm, and my hands not hot at all. And do you know, when you finish the soup, it's lovely and warm inside. If it's winter, you could put your hands in it like a muff. You could put your feet in it if your toes are cold. Don't waste that heat that you've saved in the bowl cozy. Anyway, I've made a few. How many have I made here? 4 out of some fat quarters. You get 3 pieces out of a fat quarter. 2 whole 10-piece pieces, 10-inch pieces. I've got some here to show you. You have to cut a 10-inch piece of fabric. So here's a 10-inch piece, and then you have to cut a 9-inch piece of wadding, and these people are lucky, they've got whole pieces of wadding. I've pieced all my little bits that are left over from wadding. I've sewn them all together to make a 9-inch piece that goes on. Then when you've got that on your piece of fabric, you have to draw on it just with an ordinary pen. I mean, you can use one of these fancy pens, but I've just used an ordinary one. So you are going to draw, can you see there, just about, diagonal, 2 diagonals and 2 crossways. And then here you're going to measure 2 inches down, make a mark, and 1 inch from that side line, make a mark, and then draw there as well. And you do that on each side, 2 inches down and 1 inch that way, or the other way, whichever you prefer. Draw your mark. You do that all across, and then the bottom of these triangles you join with a ruler.
Do you want a latte?
No, thank you. As I was saying, the bottom of these triangles you join to make a square on the bottom. That makes them stand up better. Can you see the square on the bottom? Makes it stand up in the middle. Then when you've sewn along all these lines, you've sewn all the cross lines, and you sew around the bottom, then you fold it in half, and you are going to sew along these lines, these little triangles, and these are the only ones that you need to sew right up to the fabric edge. So you do that one and you do that one, and then you turn it that way and you do the other ones. And I've got one here that I've just sewn, so it ends up like this. It's a funny shape, and you can see the square in the bottom. Now you have to cut these off. So you get your scissors and you cut off these triangles that you've sewn, and you see how I've sewn even on the fabric. You cut them off. It's a bit tough, depending on what wadding you're using. Of course, I always use 50% cotton, 50% bamboo. That's my favourite. I spent years, every time I bought some wadding, I tried something different till I found one I liked. So there you have it, your little, so you need 2 of them, and your other one you stick inside, right sides together. And then when you've got 2 right sides together, you're faced with something like this. And you have to get it along your machine, the right sides together, and you just follow it along the very edge of the wadding. You don't have to actually sew on the wadding, I don't. But you need to leave at least a quarter unsewn for turning it the right side out. So you sew all the way around apart from 1/4. Then you snip off your corners and you turn it through the little opening, the right side out. And you end up with one of these. And then you're going to just do some stitching along the edge to make it nice and neat. Cut off all your threads and you've got a soup cozy, which, you know, you can turn either way. They're fully washable. Got cotton and bamboo in them. Some people I know put the insole bright in and things, you know, to keep it warmer, but I don't. I'm not going to spend the money on it. And I don't think it needs it. So that's how you make them. So I've got lots and lots here ready to make. I've done a few. How many have I done? 5. And oh well, I can't be bothered counting how many more I've got to do, but loads of them. So that's what I'm making at the moment for my Quilting Group's Christmas Fair, which is on the 16th of September in Urmston, on the outskirts of Manchester, at the library. I'm not sure of the times, probably 11 till 2, something like that. Now, last time I talked to you, I was making these Drunkard's Path blocks. Well, I've made them. I've done 256, which is, when I lay them out, I'm going to be laying them out 16 by 16, which is 4 blocks of 4. If I piece them like I was saying, I was going to put it on my desk. Well, I think I will, but I'm not going to piece them like this. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. But I got a book, a second-hand book, about you know, piecing them. And I've decided on a design, although, you know, when I start doing it I might not like it. But oh, that's not the right corner. Can you see? There's a green one. So I've got 256 of these. I said I was going to do them like that, didn't I? I might do, but if I do it like that, I'm going to have one the wrong way around to face, you know, another circle over here. And they'll be all mixed up. But we'll have to see how that goes on. Anyway, I've done them, so all I've got to do now is cut them down to 4.5 inches each. So that's on a list of things I'm halfway through. I was thinking this morning, actually, you know, I've got so many things halfway through. I need to finish a few things, don't I, before I start something else? But I have all these ideas and I think, oh, I'll do that now. You know, I can't do my red and silver quilt until my edging comes. I've just ordered today the matching fabric for my Robin Pickens Forest Frolic, I think it's called. I don't know, but it's all oranges and browns. I showed you that last time, I remember. I was going to show you all of my Tilda fabrics. This quilt behind me was made out of mostly Tilda fabrics. This is Tilda. These are Tilda's, well, I don't know what they're called. They're like shot cotton. This is Tilda, that's Tilda. I think they're all Tilda apart from the 2 yellow ones, which I had to take out because the fabric I used ran everywhere. It wasn't Tilda fabric. And the stripe up there, can you see the yellow stripe? That was Tilda. These are pyjamas, not Tilda. They're pyjama bottoms of one of my daughters. Neither of them can remember if it was theirs. But I was experimenting with using, you know, second-hand clothes from the charity shops and things. I was experimenting to see if how they would do in a quilt and how to stabilize them and things. So I've done quite a few quilts with various things in. Chiffon, pyjama bottom stretch fabric in amongst all the straight fabrics. And this is also the one that my husband said wasn't big enough. He was getting a draft. So it was as big as the, you know, the very thin border. That was actually my binding. So I put flying geese all the way around it. Let's see how big the flying geese are. Oh, that's not a proper ruler. Oh. So the flying geese, 9 inches. So I made it 18 inches bigger then, didn't I? He's a lucky man. I hope he realises this. I mean, he used to be interested in these videos, you know, but now if I make him watch them, he falls asleep. I suppose it's handy if you can't get to sleep at night, just watch me. Anyway, I'm not going to show you Matilda fabrics because I've bought too many other things to get all Matilda fabrics out. But I will, it's coming up, that's why that quilt is there. And my husband is missing it. He likes that one. Now, I bought a dress. I know I've got a lot of fabric to make dresses, but I bought this and I made it have shorter sleeves because I didn't want a long sleeve dress. And I turned it up because it was too big. And then when I tried it on, I said, is the hem all right? And my husband said, well, if you want it to be higher at the back than it is at the front. I said, well, it's always higher at the back because of my big bottom. And he said, yeah, but it's quite a big higher. So he reckoned it was 5 or 6 inches. So I took the hem down and I've re-sewn on what I cut off. I don't know if it's long enough now, but that's another thing I've been doing over the fortnight. Look at this, 32 fat quarters. I've not even undone the bow and looked at them. This is Florence's Fancy. And I was looking everywhere. I wanted Florence's Fancy. I'd seen it somewhere and I wanted it. So I'll just tilt you down a bit so you can see it while I arrange it on the desk. No idea what I'm going to do with it. I just thought it was lovely. It is lovely, actually. I still think it's lovely. It's by Moda and it's gorgeous. You see, I like purple. That's lovely purple there with that green. And then we have some greens, floral greens. Can we see this all right? And then it goes to buttercup. That's a buttercuppy ochre. And then we have a few browns. I like browns, as you know. Let's see if I can. Here's another brown and a checker brown, which I don't like. Don't like geometric things, but you know, you need them. You need them in your various fabric collections. Another brown with pink, lovely. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? And here's a red one with that lovely, lovely flower on, and a checkerboard. And a stripe and a red with little bits, and here come the purples. That's a lovely purple. Here's another lovely purple and another lovely purple, and then there's this is what made me want to get it. Whoa, look at that, that's fabulous, isn't it? What a fabulous purple. And then we go into blues, floral blue, checker blue, stripy blue, floral blue. It's going to be a big quilt, this, isn't it? Another floral blue, and then there's a darker blue, and then there's this dark blue with gorgeous flowers on. Gorgeous. It's gorgeous, that. And then we've got black with flowers on, black checkerboard, black stripy, black floral, and a black ditzy. Woo! So, remember a few weeks ago when I was fed up and I treated myself? Well, it's arrived. I'm very pleased with that. So that's going to go with my piles of fabrics that I've not got a use for yet, and that I'm, you know, working my way towards. I need to stop buying things, you know. I was thinking today, well, I was thinking at the weekend as well, you know, I don't need to keep buying things. I think I'm addicted. I'm addicted to fabric. I don't want to miss it. It's the fabric manufacturers, isn't it? If you know, they made fabric and they kept it available in the shops for a year, we wouldn't all be madly buying collections before they sell out. I only just got this one, I couldn't find it anywhere. Well, I did find it in one shop, but it was very, very overpriced. There's a particular shop that seems to have everything that's very overpriced, and I don't think I've ever bought from there, but I'll look and think, don't think I'm going to buy from there. Anyway, I asked Sheila at Fabric Treasures UK, and she didn't have any, but she got hold of some for me and made me a very happy woman. And today I've ordered some fabrics off the bolt to go with the latest Robin Pickens Forest Frolic, which is oranges and reds and browns. Ooh, it's all exciting. I love fabric. I mean, I know, you know, there's a lot of money invested in all this fabric, but I'm not going to the pub every night, am I? And being sick, eating curries. No. Anyway, Sheila at Fabric Treasures UK, who only sells Moda, she was having an end of bolt sale of grunge. I love grunge as well. So I don't know what colours these are, but they're all gorgeous. And on the other side of grunge, it's plain. So it's a dual purpose fabric. They're gorgeous. That's a lovely, you know, mixture of greens. I don't really like plain fabrics at all. It's a nice dark blue. And here's a nice brown. I thought that would go with the Forest Frolic. Why can't I say that word? Forest Frolics. Sunshiny yellow. And here's some brown with gold. Did you know you could get gold grunge? You can get spotty as well. I don't know if I want the spotty. I mean, spotties always look nice in Calf Facet quilts and his designs, don't they? But here's a nice gold cream. Whoa. Yeah, I went a bit bananas. Here's a lime. I like a varied amount of green. I'm very green orientated, and purple. So that's kind of a jade with some blue in it. Red, smudgy red. I mean, the colours on the back are gorgeous. Let's see if I can find. Sometimes I'm nearly tempted, but I like the front better. Look at that. That's a gorgeous colour on the front, isn't it? On the back, I mean. Here's like a tomato-y, not quite orange, because you know I don't like orange. And a pink. Nice pink grunge. And I've got more. Ugh. It's just a long way down here. I've got a lot to show you. I got a big load of this. I don't know how much there is. I ought to pay attention. It'll be written down somewhere. But that's not gold. That's just cream, I think. And then I've got this lovely one that's not orange. It's far nicer than orange. It's kind of a butterscotch colour. I don't know. They don't have the colours written on them, you know. I've not stopped yet. Here's a nice red with the gold. Let's see what colour that is on the other side. Not that I'm trying to persuade you that it's good. That's lovely, isn't it? It's a lovely wine. I love grunge. It's so much better than plain. I hardly ever buy plains. Here's some gold on orange, yes, but it's gorgeous, even though I don't like orange. Gold on cream. Bright kind of, well, not quite bright blue, but a nice royal blue that is, isn't it? That's kind of the blue the Queen would like, I think. I don't like light blue. My school uniform when I went to secondary school was light blue. It doesn't suit me. And another green. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So that's everything I got from Fabric Treasures this week, I think. I have got a lot of things here. Now my de-stash group, somebody was de-stashing this gorgeous piece of fabric, so I bought it. Isn't that gorgeous? That's gorgeous. And these, you know, people, fabric freedom it's by. People buy things and don't use them for years and then put them on my de-stash group and I buy them. I hope I get to use them and that, you know, it's not left up to my daughters to dispose of. This is Amy Butler from my de-stash group. That's lovely as well. And then somebody was getting rid of their silk That's why I bought it. Look at that. It's lovely, isn't it? Piece of silk. I think she sold all 3 of these pieces for £6. I mean, you just can't go wrong, can you? And then there's some nice... So, you know, I like the odd bit of embroidery and imagination, you know, sometimes. I'm busy making this doll for my granddaughter. It's her birthday next month. And I've done a leg, 2 arms and the head. 2 dresses and a nappy. So I've put the magnets in and everything. I've got 1 more leg to do and the body. Then I've got to put it together. I'm not very good at putting things together. Everything's a bit of a twiddle, you know. Anyway, I got some of this from my D-Stash group. Who's this by? Andover. Probably a million years old, but I thought that was lovely. And this little piece. And don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I thought it was lovely. I only buy lovely things, in my opinion. And then from an actual shop, I bought these. I've got quite a few of these as well, you know. These are by I can't remember her name. Is it Maya Chow or somebody? No, she's Spanish or something. Here we are. Maya Charo. That was nearly right. I've got quite a few of these. Farm animals and all sorts of things. So it's just 4 designs of cats. Now I started buying these because I thought I would embroider them, you know, make the flowers 3D and frame them as pictures. And these are dogs. I've got half a yard of each. I'll have to see if I can find my other animal ones. I don't know where they are. Somewhere. It's out of control in here, you know. I really do need to do something about it. I have to virtually climb in. Anyway, that's everything that's in today's bag, I think. I don't know. Did I show you this? Now I bought this for my granddaughter, but I think I'm going to give it to my grandson. Because my daughter, who has had my little grandson, she thought this was wonderful. So I think I'm going to make a quilt for him out of this. That's lovely, isn't it? With I'm going to make what they called snowmen heads on the back. So he can have, she says she's willing for me to make 1 quilt a year. She doesn't want more than 21 quilts by the time he's 21. And I've ordered some other panels with animals in a car that I thought he'd like, but I don't know, I could save it for some other baby that's born. And this is a piece of fabric. This is what made me decide not to give the Father Christmas to my granddaughter, because when my daughter was pregnant and we found out she was having a girl, I bought a piece of fabric that I thought would make a lovely quilt for her when she was older. I'm not sure where it is. I think it's somewhere behind here, so I won't go there just yet. And it was a Christmas fairy, a holly fairy, something like that, on a big panel. It was gorgeous. Well, on my D-Stash group, I found this. Can you see all those Christmas fairies on a Christmas tree? So I bought it because I thought this would be good for the backing or some borders. I love flower fairies. I showed you last time on my last video, didn't I, some flower fairy fabric I've bought. I need to stop. Or my daughters need to have more babies. Well, the one that's got 2, she doesn't want any more. And the one that's got my smallest grandson, her legs are a lot better, by the way. She doesn't have to see the burns clinic anymore. She's going to the scar management clinic now. I don't think she's been yet. I think she's just got an appointment. And we have to see. Apparently it could heal up lumpy, and we'll have to see what they can do about that. I mean, she's not bothered. Neither of them are bothered about scars. They're just war wounds, aren't they, really? Without actually going to war. But you know, we want it to be as best as it can be, I suppose. It's quite, I mean, it's not like 20% of a body or anything, but it is big patches of burn, both thighs, both knees, and down onto the front of one of her legs. All the new skin's growing. Anyway, she survived that. My other daughter, the one that's had the eye problems today, she has a lot of problems with her eyes. She's had 2 cysts removed from the inside of her eyelids. It is called something, but I can't remember what it is. Something to do with the you know, the stuff your eye makes that doesn't make your eye dry out. Your eye, there's a word for it, but I can't think what it is. My brain's gone. I'm going to have to do a lot of sewing anyway, because I'm feeling the need to do some more crocheting, and you know, I've got sewing to do. I don't know. I hope you're all okay out there. I hope, you know, you're not mixed up in tornadoes and things. We've not had much of a summer at all. We had a couple of very hot weeks in June, maybe. And since then it's virtually rained every day. But, you know, it's better than boiling to death, isn't it? Yeah, I think you've heard all my news now. My grandson isn't going back to school for 2 weeks. And my little granddaughter is doing fine. She obviously needs her nails cutting. And my little grandson is doing fine as well. He's got a lovely little smile. I had him toddling around playing with things. He plays with all the things that we have for my other grandson and granddaughter. And there's a little bit of, you know, that's my toy going on, but they've not actually come to blows. Yeah, it's all going okay. I'm sure there's something I forgot to tell you. Anyway, the next time I come in here, I shall have all of my Tilda fabrics. Maybe it'll be a nice surprise for me and I won't have as many as I think I've got. But I have got quite a few, even though I've made 2 quilts with it so far. But what can you do? If you love it, don't you? And you know, it's not like it's money going to waste, is it? Keeps us warm, especially in these winters when we can't afford the fuel to keep us warm. And it has a resale value. There's people like me out there who want to buy everything that other people are getting rid of. Well, not everything. I don't buy jersey. Anyway, I'm going to leave you for now. I hope this leaves you well, and I'll see you soon.